David Loca here, posted up with the one and only Mr. Jake Paul, promoter this week.
Let's go.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling awesome, man. This fight just keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and it's fun to just chill. Come to these events with less pressure. Normally, during fight week, I'm all like, getting ready, doing all of the media and all that stuff, training all the time, and this is more relaxed. So it's cool being a promoter.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, this is the biggest fight in women's boxing history. How does it feel being a part of making this happen?
I'm just lucky to be here. Obviously I did my thing. I'm bringing my promotion to it, and I helped get the deal done. But it's all Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, and the focus should be all on them and what they're accomplishing on Saturday night. And look, I'm as big of a fan as the next person, so I'm excited for that first bell to ring, and they've worked so hard to deserve this payday for their whole entire careers, and hopefully this is a step forward in the right direction for women's boxing to show, A, they can bring a big audience, and B, they're just as exciting, if not more exciting, than a lot of these male fighters.
Absolutely. Legacy-wise, obviously, this is incredible for these two fighters, but also it kind of etches your name in boxing history, and it's great for your legacy as well.
Yeah. Look, that's why. It's kind of crazy, right? Like how fast this all happened. But teaming up with Amanda Serrano, we knew we were gonna do big things together. It just happened like in less than a year, in less than a couple of months. But it's cool. Like I said, I'm honored to be here, and I owe it all to Amanda for giving me the cosign and believing in me as a promoter. Obviously, she was the first person that we signed, so she was trusting that I was going to do a good job, and it turns out, that I'm good at this, and that we got her the biggest payday. So, it all worked out in the end.
Come on, obviously, right behind you, you're rubbing shoulders with the one and only Mr. Eddie Hearn as well. It's not your first time you working with and alongside Eddie Hearn. Obviously, your debut fight. Talk to me about what it's been like working with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing.
It's cool. I think together we're actually like a really strong team, and we've put this fight on such a big stage. And between Eddie and I, we cover such a big audience between like the boxing purists and this new generation of boxing fans. So, we're a good little duo here, and maybe it's a sign for more fights to happen in the future where we're promoting together.
Absolutely. Now, you've been around Amanda Serrano for a very long time. Fight week is currently on right now. What is she feeling like? Obviously, this is the biggest fight of her life.
Yeah, look, she's in such a good mood. We were just at the other spot doing all the media. People are taking pictures of us, and I'm like standing there like all serious, and she looks over at me and she goes, "I have a cookie in my pocket." And I'm like, what? And she like shows me she has a cookie in her pocket. I'm like, yo, like she's not even like paying attention to what's going on right now. Like she's just like so ready for the fight, doesn't really care. It's kind of like over the media. She's so focused in the nicest way possible. But like as a fighter, when you have so much media going on, it's like it kind of is annoying after a little bit. So she's in a good mood, just having fun, and is just chilling really.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, we're many days away from Saturday night, but in your view, how does it go down?
Look, I would like to say it's a 50-50 fight. I just think Amanda has the style to beat Katie Taylor, and I think Amanda's right in her prime, whereas Katie Taylor is a little bit older, and I think that's going to be the difference in the fight and who handles the moment better. Amanda's been on a few of my undercards in front of massive crowds recently when a lot of people are there for her. And Katie has sort of not been in as big of a moments recently, I think. So that pressure of the crowd is gonna be a difference maker. And I think because of that, Amanda's going to be able to come forward and put some work on Katie Taylor and get that 8th round TKO.
Woo, 8th round TKO.
Let's go.
Listen, I didn't even ask you for prediction. It came straight out. I love it.
I gotta rep Amanda Serrano. That's what I truly believe.
Fantastic stuff. Now, if indeed that does go ahead and happen, what can we expect next from Amanda Serrano?
Look, I was just asking her, and she's like more motivated than ever now. So she was like, yeah, I'm gonna take like a week off or 2 weeks off. But really after this, the sky is the limit and anything is possible. But obviously we want to get through Saturday and then reassess everything.
Now, obviously, there's going to be so many fans in the Garden. You know, New York is a very, very big Irish history and heritage. And also, many fans are going to come out for Amanda Serrano too. What kind of atmosphere are you expecting on Saturday night?
Electric, you know, and something deeper than just a fight. Something deep within both fan bases that will create an excitement and a buzz in the arena like no other. It's passion. It's like, I feel like there's going to be a feeling within people that is going to make them cheer louder, scream harder because of how much this means for both Ireland and for Puerto Rico and for boxing fans all across the world. So I think you're going to feel energy like no other before.
All right, let's switch the focus from this fight and switch the focus onto you. All right? Obviously, promoter and fighter. What's next for Jake Paul?
Look, I got a fight in August, you know, still locking down the opponent. You know, no one's really been impressive or has yet to, you know, show themselves as the perfect opponent. Obviously, been calling out a lot of people, but there's some big talks happening. Looking at the Mike Tyson idea, looking at the Anderson Silva idea. So really, there's a lot out there, and I've just been training and promoting this fight, focusing on Amanda this Saturday. We obviously just signed Ashton H2O Silv, 18-year-old prospect, 7-0, 7 KOs. So looking to help him promote his fight May 21st. That's coming up. And then he's going to be on my undercard in August. So a lot of big stuff in the works. And then I'm just working on the Hollywood entertainment side of things, business, tech, venture capital, building brands, all that sort of stuff.
Hey, the mogul himself. I love it. Now, okay. You're talking about opponents. You know there's an opponent that wants you. He wants you bad. We're talking Tommy Fury.
Yeah, get in line. Get in line, my friend.
Is he at the back of the queue now?
Well, you know, we'll see. We'll see, you know, how his team negotiates. But, yeah, he wasn't very impressive. He looked like a very low-level professional. So, you know, there's definitely interest, but there's also a lack of interest at the same time. So he's thirsty, he's desperate, he's delusional. His ego is big. I think he thinks he deserves some massive payday. And he had a mediocre performance against a guy who looked terrible. Like, it was just embarrassing, the whole fight. It looked like two people who didn't know how to box just got put in there to embarrass themselves. And even the commentators during the whole fight were like, Timothy Bradley Jr. was like, man, Tommy Fury should not get in the ring with Jake Paul, you know, and he's right. So we'll see what ends up happening.
Obviously, Timothy Bradley Jr. Backing you massively as well. British fighter Carl Frampton, you know, Irish fighter, I should say, backs you as well in that fight. What does it feel like having a lot of professional boxers backing you against an established boxer with the name of Fury?
I mean, it's cool, but they're just using their common sense, you know, and their IQ to, okay, I'm watching Tommy, this is what he looks like. I'm watching Jake, this is what he looks like. So it's pretty obvious, like, who's going to win that fight, you know? And I'm a man, you know, like, I'm not on this little kid shit like Tommy Fury is. He's 22 years old, but you know, I'm 25, but I've lived like 8 lifetimes. I've been through so much shit. So he doesn't even, you know, he's not even in the same arena as me when it comes to passion, heart, you know, being a real fighter, a real warrior. I'm a dog. I'm unstoppable. No one can beat me. So how is this little 22-year-old delusional kid who thinks he's his brother? You know, he really thinks he's his brother. He has the ego of his brother. He has the bravado of his brother, but he fights like shit. Like his dad. His dad was a shitty fighter. Not that many people know, but you can go type in John Fury getting knocked out multiple times. It's all over YouTube. So Tommy seems to embody the fighting spirit of his dad, and Tyson Fury is just, you know, actually a good fighter. So, you know, this kid's just out of his league, and his mouth and the way he talks is better than his fighting.
Okay, you know, Big John Fury's not going to be very happy with what you said there.
Hey, he's not happy with anything. You know, he's an old, miserable man. He got fired from his job for the things he said in the press conference towards me. He has nothing going for him, and he's a criminal. So, of course, you know, you're going to be mad, old, and miserable, and they're all living vicariously through their brother. So, yeah, it sucks for them.
All right, talk to me. What is the future of MVP, of Most Valuable Promotions? How long are you wanting to stay in boxing for?
We'll see. I mean, I'll be a promoter forever, but the future of MVP is just continuing to grow the roster, continue to sign young prospects, world champions, and get them the biggest paydays of their career, get them a massive social media following, and help grow them as a superstar outside of boxing, help them manage their money outside of boxing so that they can retire when it makes sense, and to really grow an amazing family and have fun doing it. So, in the promotion side of things, I'll always be involved in this. I want to have a kid and be his coach one day. And going to be Gio
He bans himself from doing the odds.
What's that?
He refused.
He does
Only boxing.
Yeah, he's going
got another one out.
He's going to ask me what the odds are.
Is that right?
What's up? Just drop your Twitter handles. What's the two Twitter handles?
They know your Twitter handle.
I know, but it's Scott who's typed it up, not
I'm Gareth A. Davies DT, I'm at Gareth A. Davies DT, and he's at David Walker. How long? Okay. Okay. Right, we're going to call you in. Yeah. We're going to get you in the. Yeah. Oh, this side would be perfect. Yeah. Don't leave it. Don't worry.
Grab Can I get my water? My water just back there. Back, just behind.
Are we on the right side here? Are we on different sides to what we normally do?
I have no idea.
Let's have a thing.
Yeah? If I'm on all like this.
Other side. Yeah.
It's David and Gareth here, back with the one and only Mr. Gareth A. Davis, and today we are live and direct, posted in New York City at Madison Square Garden, where it all goes down on Saturday night. Gareth, tell them what's going down on Saturday night.
On Saturday night, Amanda Serrano, the 7-weight world champion, American out of Puerto Rico, faces Katie Taylor, one of the great modern stars of women's boxing. They are headlining at Madison Square Garden. The first time in the emblematic and tapestried history of boxing here at Madison Square Garden in the heart of Manhattan. The great thing about this is that it brings together the number 1 and the number 2 pound for pound women in the sport in a fight that really shows just how much women's boxing has grown in the last 10 years, maybe since the Olympic Games, that women were invested into the Olympic Games. Katie, of course, winning the lightweight medal, the gold medal there. But women have boxed forever. Go back to the Roman Empire, David. Let me go back to the Roman Empire.
No, take it back to your day, Gareth.
Take it back to the Roman Empire. In 500 AD, Theodoric banned women, noble women, from being gladiators, because they'd grown up with the sons and daughters of gladiators living in the villas of the nobles and wanted that lifestyle. Women have always wanted to fight. There has been real struggles for women to be fully recognised as fighters. 1998, Jane Couch, the first licensed female boxer, professional boxer in the UK. They don't even know that now, but we still have a long way to evolve the women's arm of the sport. And this is a moment in time here at the hallowed mecca of fight nights here at Madison Square Garden to have these two great women headlining at the top of the card with a sellout as well.
Oh my, listen, it's going to be an absolutely phenomenal night. We've got content coming for you throughout the entire of Fight Week. Today is the open workouts. That's exactly what we're doing here at Madison Square Gardens. The open workouts. We're going to see all of the fighters on the card going through some of their last minute training sessions over there. Sometimes doing a little bit of a parade. You like to call it, usually call Friday, a day at the, where they're weighing in the cows. Today is a day where they're showing off their skills, allowing us to see a little bit about what they've been working on. Tomorrow we've got press conference. Friday we've got weigh-in, and Saturday is fight night. But before all of that, Gareth, you were talking about the evolution of women's boxing, about the Olympic Games. We have somebody who competed in the Olympics right with us right here, don't we?
Absolutely, and here she is, Skye Nicolson, 26. Come on in, madam.
Hello.
Hi. I was just talking about the history of women's fighting, really, but even way back to the Roman Empire. 500 AD, Theodoric the Emperor banned noble women from being gladiators. But over time, and particularly since 2012, when there were exhibition bouts in 1904 in the Olympics of women's boxing, in 2012 it all changed. You would have been a young teenager. 17. Do you remember that change?
I do, because I'd been boxing 4 years, and the Olympics, it wasn't really even a thought for me. I never thought women's boxing was going to be in the Olympic Games, so that was when the dream really came alive for me, and I was determined I was going to be at the Olympic Games. And
Skye Nicolson is now a name in the sport, and people want you to succeed, they want you to go on. What does it mean to you to fight at Madison Square Garden?
Oh, this is everything. I've had so many pinch me moments this week already, and I just feel like the buzz is just going to get bigger and bigger as we get closer to the big night.
Absolutely. Now, Skye, obviously it's a record-breaking night here, and it's a record-breaking night for you as an Aussie as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the first Australian female to box at Madison Square Garden, and we're doing it in the main arena, and we're doing it on a night of history for women in sport. So, no, I feel very humbled, very blessed, and I can't wait to put on a show.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. Is Katie Taylor one of your heroes?
Yes, she is. I met her for the first time when I was 14 years old. She actually left an awards night to make the time to come out and meet a little fan in me. I didn't see her again until about 7 years later. We were both lining up for the podium at the World Championships. And then now I'm fighting on her undercard. So, no, I'm a Katie Taylor fan through and through, and I can't wait to watch her on Saturday night and get the job done.
In your generation, in the past, women really had to fight for the right to be recognised, to not be seen as freaks for wanting to fight. In your generation, you're a young woman. Is it fully accepted now by your peers that you can be beautiful, you can be vivacious, but you can go in there and have a tear-up at the same time as well, and be feminine as well?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely accepted now. When I first started boxing, when I was 13, 14, I honestly was so shy and embarrassed. I didn't want to tell anyone I was a boxer.
You didn't have to say your name was Barry or anything like Katie. Katie had to pretend she was a boy when she started.
I never did that, but I didn't go around telling people I was a boxer. I did feel a little bit like I would be judged for that I was doing a male-dominated sport, but as obviously my name got bigger in the sport and I was going on rep teams and
Sky's the limit, eh?
It was very accepted and I loved it. I think women's boxing's come such a long way, and it's because of people like Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. They've been massive trailblazers in the sport, and the next generations to come are going to look at me as a trailblazer as well. So we've just got to keep this going. We've got to keep this cycle alive.
Do you think women have different reasons for fighting to men?
Well, for me, it's all about winning. I love winning. I don't think it's any different to males in the sport, and I don't see why it should be.
Do you have scraps in the playground, though, or not?
Never. It's purely boxing. I'm very competitive, and I love that feeling of winning, and I love that feeling of your hard work paying off. So that's where my drive comes from, and that's why I train as hard as I do.
Absolutely. Now, talk to us about your fighting style and about your opponent on Saturday night.
My fighting style, most people would say I'm a evasive counter boxer. I like to pick my shots well. I'm quite patient. We've been developing and changing my style a little bit in the gym. Obviously, like the pro game's very new to me. 14 years in the amateur system. It's going to take a little bit of time to keep changing, but I feel like we've made some really good progress in the gym. I'm sitting down on my shots more. But looking to be a little bit more active and a little bit more aggressive as well. So hopefully that can show on Saturday night. As for my opponent, she's good. She's a tough come-forward fighter, and I think she's gonna come to fight, and she's gonna come to win, and that's when you're gonna see the best me.
Well, that's perfect then. She's a tough come-forward fighter, and you're an evasive counterpuncher. Plays into your hands, doesn't it?
Tailor-made.
Tailor-made. Hey! Tailor-made!
Bad boy, I love it. Hey, listen, Skye, a privilege as always.
No, I don't.
You don't want to let it go. You're not trying to let it go.
No,
listen, if you leave this guy, he's never going to let you leave.
Get rid of me.
He's going to keep you throughout the entire street.
I've got a couple of other things to ask you, and they're kind of technical things about women's and men's boxing. Men don't wear the head guards anymore in amateur boxing. Is it time for them to come off in female amateur boxing?
I think so. Yes, I don't. Or keep them on the men.
Yeah.
I don't think it should
Equality,
be,
parity.
I don't think it should be one does one and one does the other. It's the same sport.
It doesn't seem logical to me to do it.
No.
It feels like they're behind in making the decision.
So there's that in the amateurs, but women are doing 3-minute rounds. Men are doing 3-minute rounds. Then we go to the pros, and okay, we're all not wearing headgear now, but you're only doing 2-minute rounds and you're doing 3-minute rounds. I think these are the little things that we need to probably change.
Do you want women's boxing to go, professional boxing to go to 3 minutes?
I'm quite on the fence about it, really. I believe 3-minute rounds suits my style. I'm a patient fighter, and I've got a good engine. I get better as the fight goes on, so longer rounds suits me, but I like 2-minute rounds too. I've enjoyed it so far. I've enjoyed putting on a show in the 2-minute rounds, but I think we will see more stoppages in women's boxing if we go to 3-minute rounds.
Can I ask one more thing?
Well, go on and go. I'll allow you. Go ahead.
With Ebony Bridges doing well as well,
Yeah.
what's the prospect of taking a massive event to Australia? We're about to see George Kambosos next month. Is it next month after, June, against Devin Haney in the Marvel Stadium in Melbourne. What's the prospect of taking some big women's events to Australia as well?
It's definitely on the horizon. Boxing in Australia is booming. Women's boxing in Australia is booming. We've got 2 world champions already this year in 2022 from Australia. So there's definitely big fights to have and big headlines to have in Australia now.
Cool. I see technical toe work. You do a lot of stuff on toes. Don't want to see you doing that on your opponent deliberately on Saturday night, yeah?
Light kicks. We don't want any
a little bit of
scuffs on
footsie
this.
going on over there. All right, listen, real quick before you leave.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, I wouldn't want you to leave us, but it's what's got to happen
Try
for
and
the
get rid
show.
of me again. It's okay.
It's what's got to happen for the show to roll on. But what's your hopes for a world title? When are we looking to see you in that space?
We're taking it fight by fight at the moment. We're not going to rush anything. I've got a lot of time. I'm young, so we're going to go at the right pace, assess it each fight. But I'd like to finish the year 6-0 or 7-0 and hopefully be in position to fight for a world title within the next 12 months.
Fabulous stuff. And then finally, your predictions on Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano.
I'm a Katie Taylor fan through and through, backing her for the win. I see her winning in a boxing masterclass on a points decision.
I think controversial points decision for Taylor.
Yeah, you're going for a decision. I know you are, Jay.
Yeah, it's going to be close because they've both got styles where they really go at it.
It's a great fight. It's a great matchup, and it's going to be great for boxing.
It is.
We're looking forward to it. Skye, pleasure as always. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you.
Cheers, Skye.
Thank you. See you later. Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
All right. Listen.
Don't scuff the
listen,
sneaks.
don't step
yeah?
on. Don't step
Whatever
on.
you do, don't-
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
Cheers.
Oh my days. We could have had it forever. We could have had it forever, Gareth.
Yeah, which is
I'm telling you,
brilliant.
she's top
Look,
quality. Yeah.
we are going to get more and more women come into the sport.
Yep.
Vivacious, bright, articulate, who are so athletic. She's got a fantastic boxing style. Look, maybe we just spoke to the next Katie Taylor.
And that's the most incredible thing is, you know, when you look at the slipstream of boxers that have come from Katie Taylor, just over to my right hand side, we've got Molly McCann over there who's fighting in the UFC now. But Katie Taylor is also one of her biggest inspirations as well. So it's incredible to see what has come from Katie Taylor, but indeed what the future holds for boxing with the likes of Skye Nicolson and Franchon also on the card as well.
It's all a conveyor belt of progress, and I think, you know, it's as I said, it's a privilege to be here in this moment in time when we're going to witness 2 greats go at it in the ring. And you know, whatever anyone says out there, oh, it's women's boxing, and no, this is a moment. We know what this sport is. It might not draw the massive male support that the heavyweights did last weekend, Tyson Fury against Dillian Whyte at Wembley Stadium, or Anthony Joshua with his career. But we must mark these moments. We must give our full support to women's boxing because it has a place, a very strong place, and it's growing all the time. And as we saw, you know, with Skye with us, she's got so much going for her. Wait till you see her box on Saturday night.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And she's got pounds and pounds and pounds of charisma, as well as punching power as well. Now, Gareth, there's loads of exciting fights on the card, so please let them know what should they be looking forward to as well.
Well, Liam Smith against Jesse Vargas is one I'm looking forward to. Liam Smith, of course, has fought Canelo, been a world champion himself. He's fought a middleweight, light middleweight. Jesse Vargas is kind of a light welterweight in reality. But this is a fight they've been looking to match up for a long time. They're both terrific fighters. I favour Liam Smith in this contest. We'll see him work out shortly. Galalia Fai is making only his 2nd professional appearance after winning Olympic flyweight gold for Great Britain in Tokyo last summer. brilliant, brilliant boxer.
Absolutely.
The youngest of the three, Galal, the Yafai brothers.
Would you say he's the best?
I think he is the best. Because again, like Skye, he's an aggressive, counter-punching, come-forward fighter, and he forces people to fight. Not as elusive as Skye, but looking forward to his fight against the Puerto Rican Castaneda. I think it is. I think it's Castaneda on Saturday night. We'll see him work out as well. And obviously Franchon Crews-Dezurn, who is an amazing character. I first saw fight Caressa Shields in Las Vegas.
Oh, so that was a debut fight. That was her first
It was her
fight.
debut fight. It was a 6-round war with Caressa Shields. It was like a modern female version of Hagler Hearns. Half an hour after the bout, keeping on the women's theme here, they were both in their dresses, makeup on with their crews. Out they were. Crews-Dezurn, Crews-Dezurn.
Yes.
I think those are the main 4 fights on the card. Really looking forward to that.
Absolutely, super looking forward to the Galal fight as well, because obviously his first fight, his debut fight in the professional ranks, was for a title.
I know. Well, it's extraordinary, an international title.
Yes.
Of course. Look, he's vastly experienced. He's got all the tools in the box, all the armory to be able to go towards a world title within 2 years, maybe 14 fights. You know, it's a fantastic division, flyweight. But he's got power as well. He's got knockout power. So it's brilliant to see him in that way. And by the way, I didn't mention the Crews-Dezurn fight is at super middleweight, and that's for all the belts as well.
Exactly, it's undisputed. Yeah. Absolutely. Now, Gareth, for those of them that are just joining us right now, we are letting them know we are live and direct at Madison Square Garden in New York City, where it all goes down on Saturday night. Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. All of the belts on the line here. Gareth, how exciting is this fight?
It's an amazing fight. Look, Katie Taylor's undefeated as a 2-weight world champion. Serrano has had a couple of losses, but she has moved through 7 weight divisions as a world champion, looking for the best opponents. That's why she's moved in all those divisions. She's never had a great payday, but Jake Paul had her on one of his YouTuber cards, one of his influencer boxing cards, and found out that she wasn't being paid enough. He thought it was a disgrace, so he's got behind her, he's promoting her, and he's doing a brilliant job now for women's boxing by getting behind it. Having him on the promotion, having Eddie Hearn on the promotion, obviously it's his promotion, it makes this massive. They found the right venue for it, but both these women have very aggressive, very fast styles, 2-minute rounds. It's going to be an all-action fight.
Oh my, and we cannot wait for it. We're going to have all of the content throughout the entirety of Fight Week, so make sure you guys stay locked and loaded right here. We're talking press conference tomorrow, weigh-in on Friday, and we got something special coming for you for Fight Night on Saturday. Now, Gareth, Galal just left the ring just now. He'll be coming to us shortly. I know you're super looking forward to speaking to him too. We can talk a little bit as well about the boxing that just happened over the weekend. Heavyweight action. There's a lot going on in the heavyweights at the moment within boxing right now. Talk to me about your viewpoint of Saturday night.
Well, I thought Tyson Fury showed that he dwarfs the other heavyweights in this era at the moment. You know, he is an extraordinary talent, 6'9", 19 stone, moves like a middleweight, picked his punches brilliantly against Dillian Whyte, saved that uppercut, which they planned on, I think, in camp, till Dillian Whyte was fatiguing. It was an amazing occasion. He pulled the perfect punch out in that 6th round, dominated the bout, completely outboxed. We're saying no to Galal, but I want Galal. No Galal. We'll get Galal for you later this week, though. No worries about that. Okay, no problem. But we will say Galal will fill out Wembley Stadium one day. How about that? And then we'll get him. But we will get Galal at some point. I will get Galal. I will fight Galal. I will get down to fly. It was an amazing event on Saturday night, carried by Tyson Fury. A fantastic homecoming event for a guy who'd been fighting in America for 4 years. Will he retire? I don't think so. I think he'll have at least one more fight, David.
Absolutely. Now, I think in the ring right now we have Franchon's opponent in the ring.
Elin Cederroos.
That is right. Elin Cederroos right now getting her stretches on in the ring. Listen, this is a fight I'm super looking forward to as well. You was talking about the fighting style of Franchon, but what do we know about Ellis?
She's a very cute boxer, very clever with her skills. She'll be drawn into a war by Franchon Crews-Dezurn. I think she's a very, very underrated fighter in women's boxing, Franchon. I think she takes everybody. I know she lost that fight against Claressa Shields early in the career, but super middleweight, 12 stone is the right weight for her. And I do think that we will see Elin try to be a little bit evasive and elusive on the night, but I think she'll be drawn into a war. She's a very strong puncher, got a great jab, throws combinations. It's going to be a terrific fight. They've matched these up for that very reason.
Oh, listen, and they're both world champions. They both hold two of the belts.
So all
each.
the belts.
And that is what is super exciting about this fight right here. Gareth, we spoke briefly about what happened over there with Tyson Fury. What next for the heavyweight division? Obviously, there's talk about AJ's next fight against Alexander Usyk happening at the tail end of July. Any news on that?
Well, we don't know yet. I know they've got to cross the T's and dot the I's over that at some point. And we are expecting it to head to the Middle East in late July. But it's a fight that Anthony Joshua just has to go out there and give his all to win. If he loses, he goes out and shit. I agree with you. I completely agree. And I do think if it's a close fight, I do think we will see, or a good fight, we may see them fight again, you never know. But Tyson Fury for me will be frozen out for a while. I don't think he'll fight now till next year, but I do think he'll fight the winner of the Undisputed.
Is that the only fight left in boxing for him right now?
No, I think there's a fight with Joe Joyce. I think he should fight both of those guys anyway. Look, if Anthony Joshua wins against Alexander Usyk, we are going to see another Battle of Britain. And it will go to Wembley Stadium, and they should have two fights.
You're saying it will go to Wembley Stadium?
Well, it has to. It has to go. It's my view. It has to go. Wembley Stadium, William Hill, we will be there. We want to be there. How can we not be there?
There's no way we will be there.
How can you take... Yes, you can take a fight of that magnitude to the Middle East, but look at the occasion on Saturday night. Look what it did for the sport. Look what it did for boxing. It was like a concert. It was an air of triumphalism all night. It was just amazing to be at. We'll never forget being there. Those stadium fights at Wembley are something special to behold, and it's only fitting that I think we're going to get a chat to Elin here. Yeah, can we have a chat, Elin?
Yep.
Can we have a chat? Yes, please. Yeah, come on in. Come on in. Yeah, come right in here.
Right in the middle.
Yeah. Right. This is the size of super middleweight women, yeah? Bigger than David and I, exactly. And they could bash us around.
Look at the guns.
With their little fingers. Now, I was just saying that you're a very clever boxer, fantastic jab, combination puncher. We know you're a two-belt holding world champion. Franchon likes to draw opponents into a brawl, doesn't she?
But I'm just going to do my thing, and I'm so confident and calm. I just feel so great.
Do you?
Yeah.
But you're going to intend to control the pace of the bout.
I'm going to feel the control with my boxing and do my thing. Focus on just my boxing. So this is going to be a great fight.
Yeah, I can tell you're really up for this, aren't you? Your energy levels are there, and you're very excited.
I've been ready for a long time now. So. And I'm even better now than for a year ago when we were in Miami. So, yeah, it's going to be so great.
How does it feel to have the opportunity to unify all of the titles at super middleweight here on such a historic card at Madison Square Garden?
It's just amazing to get this opportunity on Matchroom Madison Square Garden. It's just lovely. It felt unreal at first, but now I'm here, and I really like it when I was up in the ring. So this is just, I'm happy and feel great.
Absolutely. What threats does she pose? She's in the ring right now, just behind us.
Ah.
I hope she's not wearing the sunglasses on the night.
No, of course not. But she's a diva, so...
She is a diva, she's the diva, yeah.
That's her style, and she's amazing too. She's two champs, so...
Yeah. Tell me about. I've done a lot of writing about women's boxing over the years, and how it has been held back, and then it's been developed. And what about growing up in your country? Was it fully accepted, or was it very difficult?
Yeah, the boxing in Sweden is not big.
It was banned for many years, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, it was. But I started late. I was 28 when first bout in the amateur, and then go to pro. So I played soccer before all my life. So.
But was there something ticking in you, even when you played soccer, that you really needed to be a fighter?
Yeah, when I played in the highest level in Sweden, I met a coach, Elin Cederroos, and he said, "You could be a champ. You could be a boxing champ. Oh, you should start with this." And he worked something on me, and I was curious. Maybe to see how long I could come in this sport. And then I met Alexander, my coach. We have worked together almost 10 years now. So
you got addicted, yeah?
Yeah, I'm addicted,
addicted to it. You got the bug, and you couldn't.
And discipline, and my family's with me. I have 2 kids, so they
found you loved it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, it's amazing the journey for women's boxing. You know, I was saying how. I'll bore you with the stats. Back in the Roman Empire, there were noble women who were gladiators because they loved the lifestyle, because they'd grown up with the children of gladiators living in the villas, you know. And we you know, in the 1700s, women were boxing for the first time, but it's taken a long time for it to be, for generations to accept that, yeah, women want to fight, they want to box, it's in you.
Yeah, we want to fight, of course. Not all of us, but a few of us we want to fight. Yeah. And this is historical. To be in this fight card with Taylor and Serrano, it's big.
Dream come true?
Yeah, of course. But it's not over yet.
No,
I want so much more.
Absolutely. Now, that main fight, how do you see it playing out, Taylor versus Serrano?
What did you say?
How do you see the fight? How do you see the fight playing out?
How does it go, the fight between Taylor and Serrano?
They are great fighters, both of them. They have done so much for female boxing. So it's professional boxing, so everything can happen. I don't know. We'll see on Saturday. I'm sure they're gonna put on a great fight.
Have you found that since you've been boxing, you know, obviously in your own country, that lots of young girls and lots of young women want to take it up now, and they want to take up the sport by seeing what you've achieved?
Yeah, I hope this inspiring of me and see me as a role model. I think I'm a role model both for girls and boys in this sport. So
good point for the boys as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What do you think about? Can you make middleweight or not? Can you get to middleweight or not?
It's not. Super middleweight is my weight class.
But can you make middleweight as well?
I don't know right now. It's not up to me right now.
My brain is moving. In the UK later this summer, we're going to get Claressa Shields against Savannah Marshall. Yeah? That's obviously at middleweight. Yeah.
But they will come up to super middleweight.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But we could have later this year. We could have the undisputed super middleweight champion against the undisputed middleweight champion in women's boxing. I mean, you all match up physically quite closely as well.
Yes, you do.
Can it happen?
We will see.
He's matchmaking. He's trying to do matchmaking.
We will see. It's not up to me. My team and my matchroom, and we will see what's happening.
You know how big boxing is in the UK as well, don't you?
Yes, it's big. Yes. We will see. It's not just up to me. It's a team and matchroom, and we will see what's happening in the future.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you so much. Cheers.
Gareth, you on the move?
I am.
Wow, we got in the ring right now. We've got Mr. Liam Smith.
Yeah,
Beefy Smith in there. Silver Fox.
Yeah.
Out here with the skipping rope. Listen.
Yeah, I really favour him in this matchup, you know, against Jesse Vargas.
Yeah, you were saying Jesse Vargas is naturally a smaller
world champion at light welter and welter.
Yes.
Obviously, he's got older and into his 30s, but I just feel Beefy is a very rugged fighter, and I wouldn't be surprised if he draws Vargas into a real tear-up. there on Saturday night. He's very relentless, Beefy. He's got pace about him when he fights.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, Beefy comes from. It's funny, I'm about to say this word. Beefy comes from a stock of great fighters, right? A lot of fighters in the family over there. How does that fare with his fighting style, amongst him and the rest of his brothers?
Well, I mean, Callum's the tallest, obviously, at super middleweight with 6'3", 6'4", and is a very rangy, powerful fighter with very strong levers.
He's now come up to light heavy.
Gone up to light heavy, and he will do brilliantly in that division, but he's yet to face that great group of fighters we've got in the UK at the moment: Joshua Buatsi, Craig Richards, Anthony Yard, Callum Johnson. It's an incredible division. Dan Aziz.
He's just behind us as well.
Yep, Callum just behind us. All the brothers are here. Paul's here. I haven't seen Stephen yet, but they've all got different styles. Obviously, from featherweight, Stephen was featherweight, all the way up. Paul Smith, his older brother, was a super middleweight as well. Again, a very clever boxer. Beefy is the toughest of them all. He's the toughest out of the four of them. He's the natural street fighter. So that's why I expect him to have a very good night against Jessie Vargas. Oh, hey!
What's up, my love?
How are you, my love? Come on in and have an interview with us live.
She said, you know what time it is.
You know what time it is. That's my mantra. You know what time it is.
It's diva time.
Yes, I'm trying to keep it cute, but Savage is about to come out.
Oh, that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. How was it being in that ring working out?
Ah, man, I love it. The energy, like, it's the Big Mama show. Triple G got the big drama show, but this the Big Mama drama show.
No.
You already know.
Now, obviously, you was in there with the shades on, cool as a cucumber, but you're bringing out the Savage on Saturday night, right?
Yeah, this is how I get down. I mean, when you a star and you shine, I have to blind myself sometimes. Y'all ain't ready for all of this.
Come on.
No, I just enjoy it. This is how I train all the time because I want to keep focused. You see a marksman, they always have their glasses on. If you're in the sci-fi movies and all of that, they have their glasses or goggles on. Look at him, he got his glasses on, so we focused.
Yeah, but I don't think I
coming.
can throw punches with mine on like you were in there, because I was saying to Elin, I hope those sunglasses come off on set.
That's the thing. So I keep my hands up so my glasses don't fall. See, and then it's
method to the madness.
Yeah, and if I don't block the punch, then I'm gonna be poked in the eye. So you already know.
Come on, let's throw forward, right? If we get an undisputed middleweight champion and super middleweight champion this year in the women's sport, which we will.
Yes.
Shields and Marshall over in the UK. I was just mentioning it to Elin. Could we not get the middleweight undisputed against the super middleweight undisputed in women's boxing this year?
Well, I'm pretty sure if you ask those two ladies, one in particular, what she's going to say. You saw what happened when we went pro together.
I know.
We never going to run from work. Just make sure y'all put the bag up so we can get paid for our job. But, I mean, I'm down to make history with her. Whoever wins, after this is for me. So when I win, we'll move on, but I got to focus on April 30th.
Absolutely. I was saying to David just now, I remember that night in Vegas, and you had female Hagler Hearns that night, you and Clarissa, and like half an hour later you had your party dress on, your heels on, makeup on, and out you went with your crew.
Look, I didn't get the decision, but I was still looking like a winner, and that's how you have to move, you know?
Yeah.
It's a mindset as well. So what, Saturday night afterwards, we're hitting the town, yeah?
I don't know. I might go to sleep on y'all. I've been training so long, I might go to sleep. I'm not even going to lie.
We've had a lot of chats over time, over the last maybe 5-6 years.
Busy during COVID.
I did. We did have some really good chats. Isn't it amazing that we are now at the beginning of the proper evolution of women's boxing?
I get chills saying it. The same way yesterday, I'm having out-of-body experiences. I'm being totally honest. Like, if you're not a woman boxer, a female boxer, you wouldn't understand. If you haven't been through some of the things I've been through, and the women before me, you wouldn't understand. So I'm just honored. I know I'm representing not only myself, I'm representing past, present, and future. So I'm going to do my best on Saturday.
Because the funny thing is, as a journalist, documenting even the first licensed professional in the UK was 24 years ago. Jane Couch, I don't know if you've heard of her. But before that, women couldn't box professionally. Yeah. She had to do all her boxing over here. Yeah. Now, we've got the WBC getting behind it, the WBA getting behind it, women's boxing conventions, It really is the start of the journey, this. You are the pioneers, you guys, because it will be normal in 20 years' time, won't it?
Yes. You know, I'm just excited to see the girls from the future Olympics come and the women that's coming up now. I'm just here. I'm just going to be present in the moment. That's my mantra. I'm present in the moment. I know what I do on Saturday will impact some girl that look like me, women, period, you know, and just maybe give perspective to guys to get behind us. So I'm just...
American Idol you went on?
Yeah.
Right. So, you know Tyson Fury sings in the ring on...
You going to sing? You going to take that
You're going to
mic?
sing on Saturday night in the ring? Yeah, come on.
Hit us with some dulcet tones.
If I win, I'll do a little something for you.
All right. Okay, we're looking forward to it.
Do a little something now?
I got you. Go on,
Do a little something now?
I am the champion, my friends.
Woo!
'Cause I kept on fighting to the end.
Boom, boom, boom.
Look, y'all get me in my bed. Let me calm down. I'll see y'all later.
Cheers. Absolute star, the HH diva there.
Listen.
She is an absolute star.
Listen.
I've been charting her career for a long time now, and I know you know her as well. And she's a special person. She designs clothes. I say she went on American Idol. She could have had a career in anything. She's multi-talented, incredibly creative, but very physical, and she chose boxing.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And the thing that is exceptional about it is that she understands the role that she plays in the future of the sport.
Her husband's a boxer as well.
And also the role that that those that have come before her have played in her development, in her position from that perspective, which is absolutely incredible.
Her ego is so clean about it. She's very powerful in herself, always has been. She's an extraordinary character. But I met her when she fought Clarissa Shields back in Vegas 6-7 years ago. But she's got a power in her that she's gonna inspire so many people. As I'd never met Elin before today. Again, you can just tell she's got. These women are so powerful, and they are bigger than us as well. When you meet the big women, they're like the heavyweights of women, aren't they?
Absolutely.
These are the heavyweight boxers of women.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Listen, it's been incredible so far, and we're only halfway through the show, Gareth. Obviously, some people are just joining us now, so I'm going to let them know exactly where we are and what we're doing. We are live and direct in Madison Square Garden in New York City, ahead of a historic night of boxing. Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano, 7th Division World Champion, Undisputed World Champion. It is all going to go off on Saturday night, and this is the preamble. This is the starters that we're getting into right now, and I can just feel it inside of myself.
Absolutely.
Just bubbling up. The excitement is intensifying. We've got Beefy just behind us right here. Yes.
There he is.
Yes.
Looking ripped.
Ready to rock and roll.
Ripped and ready.
Listen, fantastic night here, historic night here at boxing. How does it feel fighting on such a card that is historic for women's boxing?
Yeah, obviously I'm privileged, I'm humbled, and I'm honoured all in the same sentence. Honoured to be sharing the bill and chief supporter Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. You know, privileged and to be on their bill. I'm honoured to be at an historic venue in Madison Square Garden. It's one I've never boxed at. I've been here for Callum, but I've never boxed here myself. So, you know, it's one that I can tick off now. I've done Vegas, I've done Texas, I've done Arizona, and New York's going to be added to that list.
Absolutely, the mecca of boxing. This fight, what kind of problems does your opponent pose for you during this fight?
Yeah, obviously we'll see what Jesse brings, we'll see what Jesse has left, and we see how much Jesse wants it. But I'll tell you now, I'll ask every one of them questions of him.
Oh, and we know that.
If he needs to answer anything from his side, anything that he needs answering, he'll be asked that question from my part, and you know, I'll make him fight when he doesn't want to fight, and I'll make it very, very tough for Jesse to see whether do I actually want this at this age and go into politics. I'll make him answer them questions.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
I love it because right now, I love it because it's like I can just feel that you're raring and ready.
You're
to
on,
go.
aren't you?
Yeah, I am. It's a fight that should have happened beforehand. I'm happy to see Jesse here, so I know it's real now. I said wrap yourself in cotton wool because I want this fight. I wanted this fight for over 2 years now, but we're here. But all roads have led to Madison Square Garden, so I can't really complain too much.
Yeah, no, as you say, that it's 2 undisputed women's fights on the card as well. As you say, it's a night that will be celebrated for many news reasons, a week that we're here celebrating it. We were also talking about how the four of you are brothers. Obviously, Paul has finished now. How close are you to the end of boxing now? Do you still have desire to go on after this?
Well, I still have desire. I've still got fire in my belly, so I'm nowhere near done yet. I'm 33. I know I've got grey hair, but I feel I'm a young 30.
You had grey hair at 20.
Exactly, I had grey hair at 27, 28, so I feel I'm still young, I feel I'm still fresh, and, you know, obviously I feel I still got another world title in me, so a lot of them questions will be answered Saturday night also.
You're a big favourite, because obviously he was a world champion at light welter and welter. Yeah. He's stepping up to challenge you in many ways. Yeah. But as I was saying to David just now, you have such a rugged style. That's what you're saying about all the questions of his technical abilities and his movement, and him looking for different punches.
Having a go, Jesse.
Yeah, exactly. Chubby Jesse.
Chubby Jesse. No, I think he's always got like a chubby face anyway. You know, he shouldn't be chubby, unless he's chubby at 154, so be it. But, you know, he's a big lad in his body stature, but I feel on the night in the ring, you'll see a size difference. You'll see I am a 154, Jesse's a 147. The fight was going to happen 2 years ago. And then Jesse decided to go back to 147. No question on my behalf. You know, Mikey Garcia was a fight that he couldn't say no to. But if you can still make 147, you're not a 154. You can offer me £10 million. Now, unless I go and cheat somewhere, I can't make 147. So you know, you can offer me all the money in the world to make 147. I can't do it unless I went on something I'm not allowed to be on. So that's my point. He's not a 154, and I'll prove that Saturday night. When you walk into Madison Square Garden, now I know Dave and I were talking about it, and I've been coming here for about 25 years. It feels a special place, doesn't it? Yeah, even just here, sorry to interrupt you, even just being here, you know, this on the roof, like, it just all seems different. Being outside, being in New York City, it just seems different, and it's one that I'm excited and I'm going to milk. The crew's here, they're all here, aren't they? Yeah, they're all here, they're everywhere. Stephen's here as well, yeah? Stephen, Paul, Carl and me dad. The whole squad. Yeah, the whole squad. Mum Margaret at home hiding behind the sofa not watching it, still, yeah? Yeah, she won't be watching it, she'll wait for the call.
Well, we are super looking forward to that. Yeah. Just before we let you go, the main fight on the card, talk to us about Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. Obviously, we spoke about how historic and how big this is for not just women's boxing, but boxing in general, and the proliferation of that going forward. How do you see that fight playing out? Yeah, you know, there's two women and two legends in the sport, and two people I'm you know, how can I put it? You know, I'm two people I look up to. I think just the stars and what they do. I proper rate Serrano, but my loyalties lie with Katie, and I've been a fan of her all her career, even since the amateurs. I know her as a person, you know, she's a lovely woman, and I just think, you know, I hope she wins, and I think she might just edge it also, you know, taking my loyalties out of it. I think she might just edge it on points in an absolute thriller. It's an absolutely razor-tight fight. You could see a split. I'm picking a split points decision, controversial for Taylor, but you could see it the other way. Yeah. They are just going to go at it for 20 minutes. Do you think, obviously we're men talking about the women's sport, do you think we should have got 12 threes for this one, just to give it that extra spice? The only thing, to answer that question, from my point of view, no, I didn't want it, because we might have got a different winner than we should. We would have. Yeah. This kind of see who's the best of them, like who's got the best. That's what they've been fighting in to get to this. They've led to this 10-2s, and then change it when they get it. No, I just think, you know, fight now, see who's the best. Then see who can adapt to threes. Have a rematch over threes. I'd prefer that rather than just change it now, because it could change it now to threes. It could change the outcome of that fight. Absolutely. Listen, I love that take. That was a brilliant take, and on that take, we're gonna let you go, man. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Always. We look forward to Saturday night. So do I. See you later. Come on, see you in a bit. See you in a bit. Cheers, bud. Lovely to see you. Cheers. Thank you, Liam. Beefy Smith there. Hey, listen. He looks great, and I loved his take on that. To be honest with you, it was an absolutely spot on take. Yeah, because it changing the rules at the 11th hour. No, he's right. The dynamics of the fight, and it can go any other way. 10 minute rounds have got these women to where they are now. Why change it now? Fair enough. Without a shadow of a doubt. Now listen, we've got Amanda Serrano just to our right-hand side. There's a whole preamble going on over there. Cavalcade of phalanx of media. She can't even get to the ring. It's so busy. It's insane. Yeah. And then we've also got Vargas to our left as well, who'll be joining us shortly. The ring right now is just poised for Amanda Serrano to jump in there, which she will be doing pretty soon. Gareth, I can't lie to you, man. I'm so excited for this fight. I'm so excited for Saturday night. I'm so excited to see these two women go at it. You know, it's a fight that's been years in the making, hasn't it, Gareth?
Yeah, I haven't been here since Amir Khan and Terence Crawford.
Yes,
I think that came after Joshua and Ruiz, didn't it? And I miss this place. I do miss being here because, you know, you speak to everyone who's American.
Just before Joshua Ruiz, sorry,
just before. You speak to everyone, boxers, promoters, trainers, fighters, fans. There's a special aura about this place. Yes, it's a sports venue for other things. Amanda Serrano in green camo starts to prepare behind us to do her thing in the ring, her workout. It's just a special place. It's always been very, very special. And that is what we're going to witness on Saturday.
Oh, my days. Now, obviously, pictures right now of Amanda Serrano getting her stretch on. We've got Jake Paul on the side of the ring as well. Yeah. There in his red T-shirt. Promoter Jake Paul.
We're trying to get Jake down for a chat with us.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, listen, Gareth. It is all happening. It is all happening.
It is.
And
well, Jake's up there having a quick chat to Amanda, doing his filming, doing his art. Oh, look at that above us. That's incredible.
Oh, you've just seen it.
I've just noticed that. Yeah, I have just.
Yes, on the roof of the roof on the ceiling of the arena, you have got
two women's faces. Incredible.
Absolutely for history.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what this is, Gareth.
It is history in the making. It is history in the making, and you can tell the stars are right because suddenly we are surrounded by so many people here with us who are documenting this as it goes. Of course, this is a big story, but a big star, and you see Serrano's hand speed already from the southpaw stance, very fast right jab. Throwing the hooks in tight, looking for the uppercut, working away there. You can see she's a very, very busy fighter, and it's one of the reasons why a lot of people, because she works so well on the inside, are picking her to win on points on Saturday night in a very close fight with Katie Taylor.
Absolutely.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, what's up?
Yes.
Hey, I'm good, man. How are you?
Great.
How's it going?
I know you've got your fight on Saturday night. We're just talking very quickly about the hand speed and style of Amanda Serrano, Jesse Vargas.
You know, she's a pressure fighter. She's strong, and she's definitely going to bring the pressure, bring her A game. She's going to try. I don't know. I'm just guessing, right? Just looking at her style, I think she's going to try and be on point and make sure to pick her spots.
And because they're 2-minute rounds, you know, Katie Taylor's got very fast hands and is an aggressive fighter as well. It's just going to be explosions, 10 2-minute rounds of explosions. Very hard to pick winners in some of these women's fights.
I agree. It's going to be a tough one to call. Best of luck to both women, but they're definitely going to put women's boxing on the map because this is a main event, the first main event for women's boxing in such a large scale, right, at the Madison Square Garden. So there's a lot of pressure, and I'm sure both of them are going to live up to the hype, and they're going to give us a great fight. That's what we need. You know, they deserve this opportunity, and they're going to showcase why.
Bit of pressure on you on Saturday night as well. You're stepping up against a naturally bigger fighter. Obviously, Liam Beefy Smith has fought at light middle, and he's been a world champion. Why Liam Smith? Why did you want to fight him?
He was calling me out, and we tried making it happen before. For some reason, it didn't happen. Now, you know, it's the perfect time. I mean, I first stepped up to this weight division in 2019, then I stepped back down, but then again, this is where I feel most comfortable. I haven't felt this great in years. I haven't finished training camp this strong in years. So honestly, I'm just very stoked, very happy to be able to perform for my fans and show them a rejuvenated, show them a stronger Jesse Vargas that is a natural super welterweight, right, or light middleweight, whatever you want to call it, but you know, 154-pound fighter.
What threats does a rejuvenated Jesse Vargas pose to somebody like Liam Smith?
Power. You know, so basically, you know, he's definitely going to be feeling my punches, my power, my explosiveness, and I'm still carrying along the speed, you know, which is fantastic, and I feel great, man. You know, I'm going to give my fans the best performance that I've had to date, and I'm really positive about it. But not only that, I'm in the best shape of my life, and I think overall that explains it, right? I'm ready to throw hands from beginning to end, and I just can't wait to hear the bell ring and and let my punches go. You know, he's been talking a lot of trash. I'm really tired of it. He really fired me up, so much to the point that I stepped it up a little more, which I kind of thank him for, right, for talking that trash, because now I'm going to shut him up.
Absolutely. Well, Jesse, thank you so much. Take care. Have a good one. We'll see you during the week.
Thank you. Can we come back?
Absolutely. Gareth, you want to go around?
Yeah. Can we come back in vision? Yeah.
Yes.
So the main man's here. I tell you what.
Jake Paul. Oh yeah, he's over there.
Yeah, Jake Paul. Hey, I tell you what, he's put on some weight. But I tell you who's lost some weight. It's skinny Eddie Hearn.
Well, you know, I'm getting ready for Jake Paul. What does he fight at? 200 pounds.
200, yeah.
Oh dear.
I've lost a lot of weight.
Just go and cut my leg off, and then we'll be there.
Yeah. How you been getting that weight?
Do you know? Last June, I took part in this sort of plan. I was 118 kgs. Which worryingly was like every time these heavyweights were getting on the scales, I was looking at him going, look at the size of him. Oh my God, I'm 2 stone heavier.
Oh, really?
You know, and I thought to myself, got to sort it out. So I was 118 kgs. I thought 6 months, 105 kgs.
Boy.
But now we're like 10 months on and I'm 107. So this week in New York, I will make 105 kgs. So
what's the secret? Is it exercise and diet?
Yeah, and I've stopped really any alcohol. I've never been a drinker, but you know, like going out for dinner and having like 3 glasses of wine and a couple of pints.
Yeah.
Just stopped it completely. And you know, yeah, I mean, you're right, Gareth. I'm an absolute Adonis, and incredibly handsome. And on we go.
I love it because people that are watching are going to be thinking, why does Eddie keep looking down? He's looking at himself.
I am.
He's like, listen, look at that face, look at that physique, look at that shape.
Look at the jawline.
Unbelievable. Oi, come on, sensational stuff. Well, obviously we're here, workout. Amanda Serrano's in the ring.
Looks great. I mean, I think yesterday people were asking me what I think is going to happen, and probably the bet or the pick that is not overly popular is a Katie Taylor stoppage. I actually think Katie Taylor's going to stop Amanda Serrano. I think it's going to be such a war. Serrano's going to come out and walk her down and try and land those, you know, looping bolos and stuff like that. Yeah. And I think Katie will box off the back foot very sharply, but she can't ever help herself, and she will stand and she will trade in a pocket. And I just feel that in like the 8th, 9th, 10th round, I think they're both going to be. Remember the Bassoon fight? They were out on their feet, weren't they? I think it's going to be like that kind of fight again.
Completely agree.
And I just feel that Katie will be too accurate and too fast, but she does look brilliant. I mean,
I think Katie's got to be careful about staying in the mid-range with Serrano a lot.
She will, because that's what she does, and that's why she's so exciting.
She's got a bit more elusive in recent fights as well, though.
She has.
Her footwork's
She has, but she also wants to be in a great fight. Like, Katie Taylor does not want to turn up on Saturday and box on the outside and grab and hold and find a way through. Yeah. She wants to stop Amanda Serrano. She wants to create a fight that us, the people in MSG, the people watching on DAZN, talk about for years and years to come. And I think we're going to get it.
There's 2-minute rounds as well, so you've got to just get into your game, haven't you?
Well, I say this to a lot of young female fighters. You've got to be active in these rounds, because over 2 minutes, activity and work rate can actually sit. That was like the Bassoon fight, the first fight. Katie Taylor landed all the better stuff, but Bassoon was absolutely non-stop.
She was like a vicious rash, wasn't she?
Yeah, well, I mean, you've had a few of those, Gareth, but you know, that's another stuff.
I tell you what, I've got to ask you, going back onto the top line of this, above us, the faces of Taylor and Serrano, that, you know, I've been coming here for a long time, 25 years to fights. How big? You've done some really big events already in your career. This is a big event, but it's a big moment in history as well.
This could be. It's hard to say the biggest fight I've ever been involved with, because there's been some huge, but it feels like that way for different reasons.
Crossover media, news media.
Yesterday, we was at Empire State Building, right? And the management of the building come out and say, we are going to turn Empire State Building to the colours of Ireland and Puerto Rico for this fight. I'm like, wow, WWE this morning. You know, pushing massive stuff about the fight. The morning show, yesterday morning, I can't get fighters on that show, all across America. Media here, different kind of media, CNN, Bloomberg, and there's such a good feeling.
It's a news narrative, not just a sport narrative.
It's a good feeling. People want this to be a success, and that never happens in boxing. Everyone's going, I hope it fails, I hope it's an outdoor event, I hope it rains. You know, here people are going.
A proud daughter of Brooklyn.
Yeah, let's listen.
The center of the universe. I want to say, everyone in Bushwick, everyone in Brooklyn is behind you. everyone in New York City is behind you, and we're really excited for what you're about to do. And today, we have this proclamation from Borough Hall that I want to present to you as a starting token of the amount of love and support that you're going to receive from everyone here in New York. And what we're doing here is recognizing the Amanda Serrano for the work that she's been doing as the only female and Puerto Rican to win world titles in more than 4 weight classes and holds the Guinness World Record for the most boxing world championships won in different weight classes. I need y'all to clap it up when we're talking out here. I don't know what you guys are doing. And for being ranked as the world's best active female featherweight by the Ring and BoxRec, the 3rd best active female pound for pound by ESPN, and 3rd by the Ring. I thank you all for being here and recognizing. So me, as the borough president, powered by the charter of the borough of Brooklyn, want to give you this citation for being the great daughter of Brooklyn. To you, Amanda Serrano.
Have we got any VTs to throw to her? Okay, we're ready. Yes. We've got to say hi to Eddie.
Well, Eddie, that's incredible right there. That's such a testament, or that shows you just how big this fight is, being awarded a citation by Brooklyn.
Yeah, I've got one for Brentwood as well. No, I'm really. But no, it's amazing. She deserves it, you know. And like I said, the great thing about this fight is there's a big movement of broadcasters and commercial organisations saying we should be supporting women's sport. This is here because of its merits and its quality, and that's how you get longevity of something. Not because it's a good look, but
no, but we have to support women's
we
boxing
do,
as well.
Gareth. But there's no longevity because someone could turn around at any time and go, "It's not good enough. We're out."
Yeah. No,
if
but
it's good enough, it will stand the test of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And on Saturday night, sold out Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
People won't be in there going, let's go because it's nice to support women's boxing.
Yeah.
They're going because they're going, it's a great fight.
Hey, you've also got an undisputed women's super middleweight title as well between 2 amazing women. They are amazing women.
Great fight.
It is.
And we've got Liam Smith against Jessie Vargas, a fight that could headline in the US standalone, in a UK standalone. Yeah, we've got Galal Yafai, Olympic gold medalist in his second fight for a championship as well. It's an incredible card. Don't miss it.
Thank you. Always great to see you. Always great to see you, Skinny. Eddie Hearn there, and he's right. He's right about all those things. You cannot look. Eddie is the arch promoter. He's brilliant at kind of spinning things, but he's got a genuinely brilliant event here that is special, that it will be unforgettable.
And that's the key thing there. The event as a whole.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He's put together such a strong and intriguing fight card in its totality that can tickle the taste buds of fight fans and the casuals all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, again, as well as that, Jake Paul's been involved with Amanda Serrano, so it's given it a whole another level of stuff happening. Hopefully we'll get a word with Jake as he comes through. It's an extraordinary event. It's, like I say, it's genuinely a privilege to be here. You know, I think one of the things that's important, excuse me, one of the
Gareth there's getting bumped by everybody.
I'm getting bumped. I'm getting bumped by my scruffy cousins. Americans.
Gareth's trying to establish some dominance in his area here.
I need a little bit of elbow room. I need a little bit of elbow room.
That's what they're not going to have much on Saturday night, are they? There's not going to be much elbow room in that ring at all. Every single corner of that ring is going to be covered by these fighters, just like every single corner of this space is getting covered right now. Gareth, what are we waiting for? Let them know who
I'm
they're
waiting for a bit of space here.
Gareth, tell them that are watching, who and what are we waiting for right now?
We are waiting for Jake Paul, Amanda Serrano, and about to make her way to the ring. Oh, she's in there already.
That's
the
right.
one and only Katie Taylor.
Yes.
We'll see her, obviously, Amanda Serrano out of the southpaw stance. We saw her going through her paces out of that southpaw stance. Katie is, of course, an orthodox fighter. Actually working, she's working switching here. We know what she's like. She's very fast, very fluid, working on her inside punches, jabs, hooks. The jab is going to be a very important punch in this fight, in my view. We're going to speak to Amanda Serrano tomorrow, I think, at the press conference. But hopefully we get a word with her promoter, Jake Paul. But the thing is with Katie, it's been always about speed, David. Hand speed, very fast fighter. And you can see she looks ultra fit as well.
She does. She absolutely looks in fantastic shape. You can see the way in which she's moving around the ring, working the outside of the ring, Gareth. What can we tell from that?
Well, you can see that she's been working on her power for this fight as well. I mean, Eddie Hearn was hinting there. Look at that. Right hooks. Jake, can we have one word with you? Please? We'll try and get Jake Paul over for a second with us. But you can see the way Katie's throwing her punches in there. She hasn't got her trainer in with her. The way she is looking in this fight, she's going to look for power against Serrano. And she's got to, because she's got to get her respect early.
She does.
In this fight,
She does indeed. She does indeed.
Hey, we have 1 minute. Here he is. Here he is.
Yeah,
looking big and beautiful as ever. Big and beautiful as ever. We're very well, thank you. The one and only Mr. Jake Paul. We've been praising what's happening, Jake, for women's boxing. It's a moment in time, a moment in history. You've got yourself involved in boxing. We love you being here.
Thank you.
You're involved in history here. Four amazing women in 2 undisputed fights at the hallowed mecca of fight sports in America.
It's crazy to even hear you say it, like this is such a special moment. The energy is building, the buzz is here. I'm ready for this fight, like I'm losing sleep over. I can't wait till that first bell rings. Amanda's looking good, Katie's looking good, so both fighters are ready, confident. It's going to be a war.
Now you've been as close as anyone could be to Amanda Serrano throughout the last couple of years, and you've seen her confidence grow. You've seen her purses increase as well as a result of the work you've been doing with her. What's that been like for her and her family, and what have you done on that from that perspective that has helped change her life?
Yeah, no, that's really what it is life changing for her. I remember she was like telling me she got a new car. And it was the first time she was able to afford a new car in a while. And that to her and her family meant so much. And just to see that motivated me. And it just motivated me to want to help her even more. And for her now, she's coming into herself because of being able to actually make a really good living off of fighting. And that's just going to motivate her more to become even a better fighter. So I've seen that. I've seen the dedication increase. And it's just awesome to see her life change for her sister and her coaches and all of that. So it's just cool to be a part of it.
It's funny, in the last, and I said this to you when we saw you in London, over the last 6 months, people's views to you being in the sport are changing now. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, for sure.
There's more and more respect growing for you all the time because you show your cojones.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, look, actions speak louder than words. Yeah. And I talk a lot, but I always back it up. And I've said it since day one that all I want to do is bring new eyeballs to the sport, make the sport a better place, make boxing great again.
You're the man who stole the baseball cap from the man who beat the man, remember?
That's what I'm saying. I took it from Floyd Mayweather. And I'm going to continue to make this sport a better place and continue to do my thing in the ring. But I believe I'll have more of an impact on this sport outside of the ring.
Yeah, we don't want you going anywhere, please. You're going to stay with us.
I will stay.
Yeah, and finally, we were in London on Saturday night at Wembley Stadium. We missed you there. It would be nice if you could have been ringside, but you couldn't. You're busy with this.
Yes.
We had a double Fury win. It was an amazing event. You need to sell out Wembley Stadium, by the way, and come and experience that because it is incredible.
One day one day that'll happen, and yeah, hopefully it's against a British boxer.
You and Tommy?
I mean, sell out. Tommy's not a big enough name to be a dance partner to sell out Wembley Stadium, but he's definitely on the list. He's definitely on the list, and to me, it's like if he really wants to sign up for that, he got scared last time, faked the injury, whatever it was, and now he's acting all tough and all confident. But when it came down to brass tacks and actually getting the fight done and stepping into the ring, he wasn't ready, and he wasn't.
You and John Fury might sell out.
I would rather fight John Fury.
Two men with violent professionals have asked us that you need to leave. They are your security men. Listen, it's always a pleasure.
Awesome, man.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Take care. See you soon.
And they do have violent professionals on their T-shirts. Security are asking us to rap. So, Jake Paul there, who's doing. We got to praise the guy because he's enhancing.
Credit when
boxing.
credit's due. Credit when credit is due.
Absolutely.
The truth of the matter is, a lot of people were wondering for a long period of time, how long would he stay in the sport? How does he really have a passion for the sport? Does he love this game? And he has shown that he loves this game, not only on the basis of his continued fights in the sport, but also as a promoter and seeing what he is doing for the proliferation of boxing and women's boxing. So beyond just the eyeballs, but also changing the lives of fighters themselves.
He's made the promotion bigger. It's as simple as that. Katie Taylor has left the ring. There she is, just behind us, just going behind us. She looks in phenomenal shape. She's about to speak to the media. We've got a close-up here of Katie.
She's having a look at the mural.
She's just signing the mural beside us. It's... we're not swinging the camera. No, it's static. But it's good luck on Saturday night, Katie. Great to see you. Cheers. Katie is moving on to do other things, it looks like. At the moment she's going over there, we will try and get her shortly. She's a phenomenal character. She looks in amazing shape, by the way. Best shape I've ever seen her in.
It's incredible just to see how she carries the weight of women's boxing on her shoulders. Like, geez, we spend time. We've both spoken to so many fighters, so many female boxers that, and not just female boxers, but female fighters.
Yeah.
And they speak so highly of her, and her being a real trailblazer and a reason as to why they've picked up this sport, or the reason as to why they can make a living in this sport. And it's just incredible the way in which she holds it with such aplomb.
Eddie Hearn, we had him on earlier, has even said to me before she's his favourite boxer. And I think it's because she's so dedicated to the sport. She's so dedicated to just not being commercial. She loves her sport, and she's also very religious, and that is the way she is. She just lives her life very simply, and she wants to succeed. And she's been a pathfinder and a role model and an enlightening rod for boxing, but also women's boxing, leading the way for so many other women for 12, 14 years.
Absolutely. Listen, I am standing here literally just tingling at the fact that we are just days away from one of the greatest moments in boxing history, live and direct at Madison Square Garden. Two females headlining. It's going to be incredible, isn't it, Gareth?
It is. And having seen Amanda Serrano up close, seeing how fit she is, and going through her paces. Katie Taylor just passing us just now. Hopefully we're going to speak to her in a minute. Eddie Hearn here, and we know what Eddie does. He brings amazing energy to different events. Jake Paul's here. We've been through the boxers today. HH Diva, Elin Cederroos, Liam Smith. Everyone bring it. It's a very international feeling about the event today. The world's media is here. I'm seeing people who I haven't seen for ages, obviously because of we haven't been around in Madison Square Garden. I can see people I've known from all over the world here because it is a proper news event as well within boxing. A proper news event because two women are headlining at Madison Square Garden for the first time in its 140-year history.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing, Gareth. And that's why this fight is dubbed for history, because that's exactly what it's for. It's for history. This will be etched in history for all time. And the amazing thing about it is, like I said to Jake Paul yesterday, his name is etched in it also because of what he's brought to this.
Yeah, and it's two fighters in their prime, at the very pinnacle of their careers, coming together. It's a fight that's been talked about for several years. They both wanted this fight. They both wanted to prove that they are the dominant female of this era, and we're going to get it on Saturday night. That's what's great. And I am very excited about the undercard. I'm really excited about Elin Cederroos and Franchon Crews-Dezurn fighting for the Undisputed super middleweight title. We had them both here today. You know, they as I said earlier, they're almost like the heavyweights of women's boxing,
yes.
The 12-stone women. And, you know, Liam Smith, Jessie Vargas, Galalia Fai coming and fighting here. It's an amazing event for us. Imagine how it feels for them.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Then you've got obviously Skye Nicolson as well, who we spoke to at the top of the show. If you guys are just joining us now, make sure you go back and see the full show, because at the top of the show we had Skye Nicolson right here with us. She spoke to us about her youth in boxing, her inspirations, watching Katie, seeing Katie as a 14-year-old. It's been an incredible day we've had together, and it's been amazing just following the stories of all of these fighters. Like you said, the card is going to be exceptional. I'm going to be here from the start, because there's not a single fight here that I'm not going to want to see.
Oh no, you don't want to miss a fight on this card. You don't want to miss the atmosphere when you're at Madison Square Garden. People come in early anyway. They come in early when there's good fights. They know they're boxing here. Remember, a lot of tickets have been sold to the Irish community, to the Puerto Rican community. They know they're boxing. They're steeped in boxing. You know, Puerto Ricans, Miguel Cotto fought here many times. He was loved by the Puerto Rican community. It's going to be a big night. It's going to be a historic night. It's going to be a special night. It's going to be a magical night. And it's going to be a night when at the very top of it, women's boxing will be to the fore and will be celebrated, because, as Eddie Hearn said to us, it's not just tokenism, it's totally worthy, and that's what we're going to see on Saturday night.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And listen, Saturday night may be a few nights away, but don't you worry. We've got everything throughout the entirety of Fight Week coming for you as well. Tomorrow we've got the press conference as well, where we're going to see all of these fighters actually go head-to-head, face-to-face, some of them for the first time. Beyond that, Friday night for some of you that are going to be watching. We've also got the weigh-in happening as well.
Absolutely. We're doing shows at all of those. We'll be live.
Yes.
We'll be saying different things to what we've said today. We'll be getting steeped in the New York stuff.
Yes, indeed. And then on Saturday night, we've got something special for you guys coming as well. We're going to have a special piece of content coming for you post-fight on Saturday night. So listen, watch out for all of that content. It's going to be great.
Absolutely. Join us. Don't miss it.
Well, guys, it's been David Aloka, back with the one and only Mr. Gareth A. Davis. This has been the Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano workout. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.